Hello, welcome back to part two of painting the Biscayne with Junkyard Hack. Now, part one, I never went over what I'm using to actually paint the Biscayne, so I'm going to do that now. So, for the paint, I'm using Rust-Oleum, regular Rust-Oleum, and it's satin black. I've used about a quart and a half so far, finishing it up. I put 2 coats on the side, 1 coat on the top. Actually, what I did was I started on the driver's side, I thinned it out with about 10% of reducer or paint thinner, and I found that not to be too good because it didn't give adequate coverage. So I decided on this side here, it was warm enough where I could use it to go straight. Used a foam roller, small foam roller, cheap paintbrush for cutting in, and a pan, and naturally masking tape, mask the areas I didn't want to paint. I didn't want paint to get on, everything like that. So that's all I used. Didn't use any hardener or anything like that. So, but anyway, in this episode we're going to finish up painting the Biscayne and talk about some other things there. So, all right, hold on. Here we go. When you comet wash a car, what you want to do is get yourself a little comet cleanser, put a little bit on the scrub pad like this, and you do a panel at a time. I already started and did the side of the fender there, and I scrubbed down this here. And what I do is I go along the top part here like this, and I make a circular motion all the way down, all the way across the bottom, make sure I get everything covered in a circular motion, and I repeat it across the whole piece and the whole panel. And I'm only going to do a panel at a time. That way it doesn't dry or anything like that. So that's a comet wash. You just work on one panel at a time. Make sure you scrub it really good. You don't have to completely remove the paint, but just get a good scrubbing on it. And then you rinse it off. Start at the top using your hose, work across the top using gravity, rinse it all off, and you're done that panel, which is the front door. Now, get it rinsed off really good, and then rinse the next section you're going to do, which is this back door here. I throw a little bit more water on that rear quarter, like that, and that's it. Basically the whole car in a nutshell. That's how you comet wash, one section at a time. Now, I probably should have taken this wing trim piece off before I scrubbed it down. So I did scrub this one side. It's all scrubbed up before, but that's okay. We'll just take care of that. Now, normally, for a hack like myself, I wouldn't even bother taking that off. I just mask it and call it good. Might not even mask it, might just cut in with a brush. But so easy to take off. It's just 2 3/8 screws, and the door doesn't have any panels, so it's easy access to it. So it's actually easier for me to take this off, and that's what I'm looking for, the easiest way to do it. So let's put that there for now. We'll clean that wing up and make it look a little good. Now, I want to show you something else here while I'm at it. You see this Biscayne lettering here? This is the wrong one. Obviously, if there's any Chevy person will know this goes on a 63 Chevy Biscayne, and it should be on the rear fender of the 63. But they didn't have the correct ones for this one. I had these laying around, so I put them in. They didn't fit right. As you see, there's a hole there where the post should go. So they're RTV'd right on there, and they're actually a little crooked. So I'm going to show you what an old paint company called Earl Scheib used to do back in the day. Today, if you want to paint a car properly, you take that off, and normally I would just take a razor knife and cut all the RTV out and clean it all out and paint it and then re-RTV it back. But I'm going to show you, just for this purpose, is what Earl Scheib used to do. Now, if you don't know Earl Scheib, if you're younger, you don't know never heard of them, Google it. So, back in the day, the company I was talking about called Earl Scheib used to mask everything off. And this font here has a lot of cuts and intricate things like that where you see colors and all, you got to cut out. And if you want to get the paint to, to lay on there like that, Earl Scheib didn't care about that. What they would do is something like this. Throw some tape across it, boom, like that, like that. Make sure that, I don't even know if they do this much. They do this. Make sure the bottom was cut, the top. And just to be, to do it right, I want to make sure I cut that piece of chrome covered. So I got all the chrome covered. There you go. That's it. Now, as you can imagine, when you paint with a gun, when you hit this, you're going to get paint on whatever's not masked, and you're not going to get paint on the part of the letter that's got an opening or a hole or whatever. But guess what? They didn't care. That's just the way it was. That's the quality you got back then. But Earl Scheib used to paint a car when they first started out. It was $29.95. That's correct, $29.95. That was back in the 60s. They were in business, and I know in Wilmington, Delaware, they were in business up until the 90s, early 90s. And the last price that they had before they went out of business altogether was about $119. Now, $119 is a far cry from $29.95, but you can imagine in the early 90s, the standard paint job, the base paint job you would get from somebody a step up from them like Mako was about $200. So for half the price, you could take a piece of junk car, a junker, take it to Mako, or I'm sorry, take it to Earl Scheib, and they'd shoot a paint job on there, and it would look a lot better than it did before. And basically, that's what I'm doing here. Not even as good as Earl Scheib, because I'm not shooting it, I'm rolling it. So that's what's missing in our society today is a good cheap paint job. Because if they were around, that's where this baby would go, straight to Earl Scheib. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm also going to take the taillights out, both sides. And it's a lot easier than masking them off because all they are is two speed nuts on the back of two posts, and you just pop the taillight bulbs out. They're press fit in there on both sides. Now these Chevys are great. They're really easy to disassemble, especially the Biscayne model, because it has very little trim on it, as you see. Just two taillights. The Impala has three. I believe the Bel Air has two as well, but the Bel Air still has more trim than this. This has no trim around the back. And normally there'd be stainless or some kind of trim around the back where the lines are, but this has no trim around the back, no trim around the sides, and those wings were just wings. There was no lines or any chrome strips off of them. And I know the Impala had trim all the way down the side there. So, and also the Bel Air and Impala had wider wing trim, I guess you would say, on the side there. So it's if you can get it off easy, get it off. Don't mask it. It's easier just to get it off, and especially with these two bolts that hold each taillight on. It's just 4 taillights total. So anyway. Okay, take a little break from the body and paint, and see we got some white wall tires to match the white wall tires on the back. Finally, put these on. They're also the same size, which is 2 15 75. What the hell is it? How's it go? P215, 75 or 14. So yeah, these are 14-inch tires, 14-inch wheels. That's what it came with. That's what's going back on it. Not a race car, it's a cruiser. And it doesn't do more than 55 miles an hour without screaming because of the rear end being geared so low, so I really don't care. I'm sure 15-inch wheels would be an improvement, but maybe later. Right now, this is what's going on it, and I'm happy. No fancy Kraggers or steel wheels, or fancy wheels or anything like that. Just gonna put some regular, old, cheap Chinese tires. And that's it. So now, front's match the back. Once I get them cleaned up, they'll look good. Hook that back on. The old dog dishes, and there you go. So we're taking a little bit of break from the paint and body work. I love these little dog dishes, the cross flags on them. Anyway, fat guy getting up. And they match the back. That's awesome. Okay, we have half of the car rolled out. Got the driver's side completely rolled out. Paint's all wet and shiny, and shows up all the imperfections. It'll flash off to a satin finish like it's on the deck lid and top. So this is rolled on, and the back is finished too. Sorry about the sun, but the sun's setting, and that's why I had to stop. Ooh. Oh, Lord, focus. There we go. Anyway, let me go back this way. Focus. Focus. There we go. This is from about 4 feet away. I'm sure you can see all the runs and divots and everything like that in there. Believe it or not, that'll dry off. And if it doesn't, I can always sand it down and do it again. Great thing about this paint, it's really soft and easy to sand down. So anyway, that's half the job done. Okay, we're all done painting the car, and got everything covered up. Well, with the exception of the front, but I'm going to do that with some spray where the front turn signals are. Can't see down there, but I'm going to get that with some satin black spray after this dries up and everything like that. Now, you notice I still got the tape on it, masking tape. Now, what I'm doing is, this isn't even dry yet, really. I'm leaving it on, so in case I come back tomorrow and I need to recoat it. I see some, they call holidays, which are places at the, it's an old school term for places where the old finish is coming through, not quite covered, sort of like this right here. Okay. Those are called holidays. I'm going to make sure that I got everything covered and covered adequately. The hood's also going to have to be redone. Now, I do not recommend this way to paint a car. I'll tell you that right off the top of my head. I'm just showing you that I did it, and the results, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever you like. But I would recommend that you do things the proper way, do proper body work, sand it down, use proper filler, weld all your holes, or weld sheet metal in holes. Don't slop filler in there. There's a lot of YouTube videos on how to do it the right way. I do not recommend this way to paint a car. It's my car. It's a four-door. It means it's probably virtually worthless. But it's a cool car nonetheless. And I get this thing cleaned up, get the tape off it, get all the trim back on it that I have, and it'll look good enough to get some thumbs ups on the road. So that's my main goal. I wanted to see what it looked like in satin black, and it is. I looked at it, got it in satin black. If you go against better judgment and you decide to do this, just take your time. Don't rush it through. Roll it out. You might have to go do it a second coat. Let it sit. Hose it off. You see up there, I got soap from when I was scrubbing the sides, and I did it in pieces too. I did it in sections, and that's a great thing about this. You do it in sections. I did the pillars, then the top, the hood, the trunk, and that shelf there on the side there. I did that, and then a week later, I'm doing the sides of it. So, like I said, this is not the right way to do something. I would not recommend doing this. But if you want to go ahead and do it, you're on your own. And so there, that's it. We're all done. And like I said, the wing, that's what I want to say. The wings that I have there, which are, I think I have them in the back there. The pieces that go right here. Yeah, they're in the back. What I want to do with those, I haven't put those on yet. What I want to do with those is strip them down and see if I can get them shinier than they are now. So that's that might be another video altogether. So anyway, that concludes this video. 60 Chevy Biscayne primer, red oxide primer to black, and satin black Rust-Oleum. I think I fit. I don't think I shut that all the way. There we go. Doesn't look half bad from about 50 feet at least. So, okay, it's Junkyard Hack signing out. Take care. God bless. And get on your projects. Do something with them. Get them running. Get them running and driving and on the road. Take it easy. Have a good one.